If a girl has sex with 100 guys, she's a slut. But if a boy does the same, he's probably gay. Welcome to Shave&Butcher, the YouTube shaving channel. I have a hat on for no reason whatsoever. I'm going to do a shave today with a new soap from Matti Lindholm. This ain't pretty, but it's mine. This is a new scent that he has, or his wife Åsa inspired it or made it even. Black Åsa Spirit with black pepper, basil, lime is the scent. And there's the inscription, there's description, in ingredients list. That's the unicorn, the Swedish flag, and there you go. So Black Åsa Spirit. I don't know if Åsa's black or if it's a metal reference. It's probably a metal reference. Brush is a maple brush made by Graydog, synthetic Full Moon knot. There is a Graydog brush in the raffle. You know, the raffle? Huh? To find a cure against Parkinson's disease. Oh, I gotta join the raffle. Yes, you do. And the one in there is even gorgeouser than this one. There are 2 Matti soaps in the raffle as well. So there you go. So we have an American brush, a Swedish soap, and as a consequence, you've already figured out it's going to be a Japanese razor. This is the Tohri razor, a frameback, which I was surprised I liked it as much. Got it from Niklas Gudmundsson. It was a little bit pricey, although he didn't charge a markup, but it was pricey anyway. So there you go. Frameback is a razor that's made from 2 pieces of steel. One is this thing that holds the blade, and that's a separate kind of steel. I don't know if you can see that. It's a way to make razors in a less expensive way. 2 different kinds of steel. It's fantastic. It's one of the best razors I've ever had. If I forget somehow or do it off camera, the post will be Thayer's Witch Hazel, unscented, and Zingari Man, Zigo Base, unscented aftershave balm. Quite possibly the best, where is it? Quite possibly the best post-shave regime you can have. Quite possibly. So we're doing that. Yep, okay, let's do it. Now wet the face. Oh. Sorry about the hat. Honestly, I don't know. Makes me look American, which is, you know, it's no good really. Oh, of course it is. This is a 14-year-old hat, which I'm afraid to lose. Not that it's a pretty hat or anything. It used to be blue. But yeah, that was a cool game in the garden. Rangers, Devils. So I grated the soap down into this because it doesn't come in a tin. It comes wrapped beautifully. And wow, this is going to be cool. So I grated it on a cheese grate and pushed it down into this Barrister Man thing. So let's see. I think the base is the same as in the orange scented and the lime scented soap that Matti makes. I didn't ask, but I think so, which means it's a good base. Okay, started off with a bit of water in the brush. Sometimes I have a really dry brush, sometimes I have a bit of water in. Sometimes that's by accident and sometimes just to experiment. It helps to have a bit of moisture, at least, especially with some soaps. If you wet the brush, which you have to do, it can't be all dry, but if you wet it and squeeze all the water out, with some soaps you get a texture or whatever it's called of the soap, which is like toothpaste that's gone out because it's too old. So I'm loading with a bit of water, and that makes it more fluffy, of course, but it's easier to get more soap out. I'm scooping out the lather. Now you can see it's pretty frothy. It's not like bear, frothy. But that will need some beating, possibly a bit of water. Oh, cool scent. So what did we say it was? It was black pepper, basil, and lime. Black pepper. That sounds like a Matti Lindholm drink recipe, a grog recipe, doesn't it? Is that how Åsa came up with it? Yeah, because black pepper, you can put that in a moonshine sort of drink. When I think of drinks and Matti, I think moonshine. I don't know. Is that wrong, Matti, if you're watching? It just feels that. Who was that? Yeah, it was my dad told me he was in a place, a very remote place in Sweden with his wife, and this place was renowned for moonshine. Basically, no sane person in that area purchases or ready-made liquor, or wine or anything, or beer. You make your own moonshine, and then you blend in whatever the heck you want to get to the drink. So this guy organized a nice dinner, and it was drinks before, and it was drinks during, and there were drinks after, and it was really good. And then my father's wife, who was, God bless her, not posh, but yeah, a little bit posh. She was from the capital and etc. She said, "Dear sir, I've heard about this moonshine that you make yourselves. I've never tried moonshine," which is illegal in Sweden, much like most countries, I presume. And she said, "Is there any way you have any and that I could try some out?" And the guy just said, "You've had moonshine all night." True story, kind of funny. Oh, this is a cool scent. So I was thinking, black pepper, that's a vodka drink. That's an absolute big seller already. Basil, I guess you can put in just about anything. You put that in a drink, and lime, most certainly. Mojito or something. So, yeah, this would make a good drink. Maybe, well, of course, it's illegal in Sweden to make your own alcohol and put a taste to it and sell it. But Matti, this could be an interesting combo. So this soap, wildly overloaded, wet brush, but still, this is good for many, many shaves. What did I load for? 30 seconds. It's a fresh soap. This was made in week 27. Matti puts it on the soap, which week he made it. I don't know which week it is now, so that doesn't help much. Maybe 32. So it's, 31. 31. So it's a month old. So it will have cured just right. So I put it on the face. It's cakey and it's too thick, so I'm adding moisture to it. And this soap, I'm not kidding. You load it like that, and you put moisture. You start putting moisture. It gets a bloody sheen straight away. It's quite impressive. When it looks like fresh paint on a wall straight away, You know what I mean? Fresh before it dries, when it has that sheen, white paint. I know the lights in here are poor, but I mean, no one can believe how the guy made his soap this well. Is he buying Swedish Witch, grating it down, putting scents in it? Is he cheating? But it's not reminiscent of Swedish Witch either. But is he stealing some expensive soap and putting his own scent profile on it? Is he pulling our leg? That's what I'm saying. So I still haven't splayed the brush, and I don't know if I should. I'm putting heaps of water in it. It's looking spectacular. I want my lather really, really wet, extremely well hydrated. I don't think I've ever sort of murdered a soap or a lather by adding too much water, ever. When I face lather. When I bow lather, I have no control. I have no clue what I'm doing, so I've killed quite a few soaps that way. I'm not gonna splay this, guys. I just painted and painted. And painted and painted. And you have, let's do the YouTube porno trick. Yeah, I do it so poorly. Okay, it's peaky. Fast forward. Please edit out. But I do think it's moisturized enough. To me, that's good. What I'm getting at is sort of Stephen Davidson sort of lather, if you know who Stephen Davidson is. He says yogurt, anyone, when he's done with this lather, and that's really what I'm going for. Tohri razor, stupid hat. I'm gonna take it off. Ridiculoso. Oh, just lovely. And the cool scent. Okay, so I don't always pull the skin like this on the first pass because I don't have to. If you have wrinkles, you might have to. But if you have a good edge and youthful skin like I do, and a killer razor, I find you don't have to stretch your skin very much on the pass, which is for me essentially with the grain. I have to tort it on against the grain pad. Wow. I could just wait for gravity to do its job. What if, hang on. What if gravity does its job? That would be a first. Okay, see, people who don't wet shave wouldn't understand that, but you've got a fucking spot on lather if it drops off like that and you don't even have to shake it. Holy shit. Is this the best lather I've ever made? Quite possibly. And I didn't splay the brush once. Did you notice? Yeah, you did, because I kept going on and on about it. So I have a day and a half worth of growth. Shit, this is gonna be good. Haha. Niklas, worth every penny. This razor, absolutely fantastic, and what a good soap. And what a good brush, what a good setup it is. Yeah, so we had, okay, so we have a beach house. It's not on the beach. It's 500-600 meters of walking to the beach, but it's our summer house or country house, whatever, which we can't afford, but we have it anyway. But it's fascinating how much more attractive you are as company if you have that in the summer. Well, someone told me, I don't know if it was Gordon Christie or someone, if it was Scottish, because it feels Scottish. There's a saying, or if it was Flash and it's Welsh, there was a saying that the best kind of summer house is your neighbors, or something like that. So we've had visitors. We do corona inspection. But we've had some visitors. We do. People basically don't die anymore in Sweden, and all the stats are in the right direction. We're still careful and we're very selective. So yeah, we're selective. So you either have to be clean of corona or really fucking entertaining, and then we'll perceive you. So we had people over. We have about 6 people over this night. They just went home, thank God. Nah, it was nice. It was my dad, my sister's kids, 3 or 4, I don't know, I hope. I haven't seen any of them hanging around, so I think Dad brought as many home as he came with. But that was that, and both my kids and the dog, it was good fun. Oh, and I played soccer. Well, played soccer, I barely moved, but I don't do a whole lot of exercise, so I can feel it today. It's still painful. I have one of those. I'm old enough to, wow, this is slick. Such a good feeling on the face. Shit your soap, Matti. Wow. Wow, Matti soap. Yeah, I'm old enough to not have to be embarrassed to say I have a knee issue. I've had operation on one knee, and it was crap. So the knee's worse off than when I started, which was impossible according to the bloody surgeon, but it is. So when I strain it, i.e. when I run or jump around, which you sort of do in football or soccer, I live to regret that for about 2 weeks. So it's swollen like a handball today. But it was good fun. My team lost. I was playing with 2 11-year-olds and after in the garden, and yeah, I still have quite a few things to mend around the corner. And they were getting extra points when hitting my car for some reason. This is against the grain. This is the real test for the razor and the soap, and it's going fine. So after a few games, so 3 games in, I was playing with one 10-year-old, one 11-year-old against 2 17-year-olds on a super small surface, small goals, you know, a brush and the well and the wall and another brush, you know, for fun. But after 3 games, the 10-year-old told me, you know, Uncle, could you please be the referee for the next one? That's how shit I am at soccer. Well, I'm a lot heavier than the other guys, so, but that's all I have, my weights, right? And on a small surface, when there's no ref, that's what you gotta do, you gotta use your weight. I'm slightly over 0.1 metric tons. So I am the heaviest by a margin. And that's okay, but I totally ruin the game, of course, because I just tilt people over, and you're not supposed to in soccer. Yeah, and then the guests left, and my wife and kids are gone for hours, so I'm alone in the house for, I'm gonna say, the first time since mid-March or early March. So yeah, I'm like, what do I do? And of course I went to go for a shave, which is a bit of a waste of time, because I could do that anyway. But I'm thinking maybe I should just day drink. I do have some single malt Highland whiskey. Maybe I should just get a little bit tipsy for the fucking hell of it. But I haven't decided. Because if I do and there's no entertainment or people around, I'll just go to sleep, and it's a bit of a waste. Although I'm getting to the age where sleeping is not a waste, it's a treat. How sad is that? Is that sad? I'm really digging this scent. Black pepper, basil and lime. Interesting. So it's a bit more complex than Matti's orange or lime scented soaps that a lot of you have seen. And of course, it takes a woman to make something complicated. But Åsa, I haven't met you. I think maybe you nailed it a little bit. This is good stuff. So you see some bubbles on my lip there, and you're not supposed to have bubbles if you have a perfect lather. But you do after a while if you have a super hydrated lather and you sort of move around like I do on my lip, you do get bubbles. And that's okay. Because for me, needing or wanting a slick lather, if I am to go with a lather on my face with no bubbles for 10 minutes, it's too dry, it doesn't work. Each to his and her own, right? I mean, there's no right or wrong when it comes to, well, there are a few wrongs when it comes to lathering. That's for bloody sure. But some people like it dry, and then we can get away with not getting bubbles. And if you have an ultra lather, sort of Chris Maiden, Jack from the virtual groom room type lather, you could probably have it super hydrated and still have it on for half an hour and no bubbles. I think I got myself there. Last time on camera, I got myself there. It's just carelessness. Ooh, I love this razor. Someone's calling. Hang on. Someone's calling and hanging up twice. Why is that? I have two cell phones. Costs a bit of money. One's the company, so it doesn't cost me anything. One's private. pretty good advice if you want to get, if you have the kind of job where you're supposed to be reached 24/7, even if you're on vacation like I am now. Pretty good to have a second phone so you can leave the house, still be online. You don't get bothered by dicks from work or nice people from work. Wow. Might be a bit of blood there too. That's nothing, that's gonna go away. That stopped bleeding, so that's a cut, a small cut. You do a straight razor under the nose, which you kind of have to if you don't have a mustache. From time to time you'll get your soap. This is already a good shave, I can tell without even feeling, and feeling confirms that, but I'm still gonna do a pickup. Pick up, slick up. You know, I'm not even gonna put more soap on, I'm gonna do a pick up just on the residual. Sick combo, this soap and this razor. Wow. You need a good soap to be able to do this. You can. This is seriously just as slick as if you would have put a new coat of soap on it. You do have to keep it moisturized, so add just a bit of water to it. But there's no second layer of soap, eh? So smooth. Really nice. Really nice. Yeah, raffle. Don't forget about the raffle. I'll try and remember to put a link to the Facebook group where the raffle is at. Thank you to my YouTube friends who are plugging the raffle. I know Frank did, Matti did, Gordon did. Let's go rinse. Oh yeah, Marion the Barbarian entered about 10 people, other YouTubers, to promote things. So thank you so much. Chris from IAMCDB even did a cool giveaway, which you can enter if you buy tickets in the raffle. It's a bit of a devious trick, but very much appreciated. Chris, thank you so much. I'll put a link to that. Nothing in it for me in the raffle. Gonna cost me money in shipping and stuff, but it's worth it because it's for a good cause. It's to cure Parkinson's disease. Come on, guys. Rinsed warm, rinsed cold. Good feeling on the face thanks to the soap. Amazing. I still think he's cheated. I still think Matti's taken high-end expensive soap, grating it down, putting his scent on it. I don't know why he does that. Or is that a conspiracy theory? You'd lose money because you don't charge enough for the soap, my friend. If you're using A&E or Zingari Man or something else. You crazy man, I'm just kidding. Of course Matti makes his own soap, and it's my point is, it feels like a really high-end, expensive soap. So still a bit moist from the Thayers, which is the way I like it. Some people don't. 1 squirt is going to be enough for the shaving area. If I have slightly moisturized dome, face and shaving area, 3 squirts covers the whole thing. But that's going to be enough. I'm going to do my head after this, so I'm not going to put it on my head. But that was a brilliant shave. Brilliant shave. Matti soap, Graydog brush, and a Tohri Japanese frameback. Can't argue with that. Thanks for watching. Consider joining, buying tickets in the raffle. Why not? It's just money and you can win things. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp.